Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
First responders are called for a grain bin rescue in Seward. We're told a medical emergency may have contributed to the man's death.
Drugstores may call on food delivery services to treat COVID infections. Federal efforts designed to reach people who might have access issues.
And your name can be a permanent part of the Rockford Library's collection. It's the closest most of us will get to helping with construction of RPL's new home. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A man is dead after an incident at a rural Winnebago County grain company this morning.
First responders were called around 8 for a person down. Our Nikel Delgado was there. Nikel, what'd you find out?
Eric, Mimi, I'm told an employee at ADM Grain on 3rd Street, just off of South Pecatonica Road, was on top of the grain elevator this morning when he fell.
ADM employees had a medical event, and he was on top of the large grain bin.
Tuesday morning, multiple fire departments responded to ADM Grain Company in Seward as a worker had a medical incident while doing an inspection. The deputy chief for Pecatonica Fire tells me the unconscious worker fell onto the conveyor belt.
He fell onto the conveyor system, just went down. He was up there doing an inspection, and he went down.
Deputy Chief Todd Haas says someone was up on the scaffolding between two bins performing CPR on the worker when they got there.
Our crew went up, assisted with the CPR, and then we knew we had a high-angle rescue event here, so we called the Winnebago County Technical Rescue Team.
Despite all of the help on scene, the worker died.
In an event like this, you have to be extra careful because you don't want to injure anybody else, and this is a very dangerous high-angle rescue that we had to make here. So today, though, unfortunately, it was a recovery.
The Winnebago County Coroner's Office says the 63-year-old man was in cardiac arrest when first responders got to him. His identity is not being released at this time. Eric?
Thanks, Nikel. One person's dead after getting hit by a car in Boone County. Deputies were called to Cherry Valley Road around 8:15 last night. A car was stopped on the road. Deputies believe it may have been disabled when another car came up behind it hit both the vehicle and driver. Another vehicle driving then struck the driver and the vehicle. The man in his late 40s was pronounced dead at the scene. The other driver was not hurt. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. We're learning more after a teenager was hit by a car in Machesney Park last night. That was on Elm Avenue near 251. Winnebago County deputies now say the 17-year-old boy was on his skateboard and was hit when he came out of a driveway. He was taken to a Rockford hospital with serious injuries. The driver of that car stayed on scene and was not hurt.
St. Louis police say the teenager who opened fire inside a high school yesterday, killing 2 people, left a note. The 19-year-old had just graduated from the high school last year. Police say he was armed with an AR-15 style rifle and had more than 600 rounds of ammunition. The gunman left a note at the scene saying he had no friends, no family, no girlfriend, and a life of isolation. In the note, he called it the, quote, perfect storm for a mass shooter.
So in reading this, we could see, some of what's going on inside his mind. He feels isolated, he feels alone, quite possibly angry and resentful of others who have what appeared to him to be healthy relationships, and so a desire to lash out.
The gunman shot and killed 15-year-old Alexandria Bell and 61-year-old physical education teacher Jean Cookska. He also wounded 7 other students.
A sitting Illinois Supreme Court justice is in a heated race for re-election. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the Capitol. Justice Michael Burke is running against appellate judge Mary O'Brien. The two are part of a candidate forum with the Appellate Lawyers Association today. When asked about their top priorities for the court if elected, the two candidates actually agreed.
The most pressing concern is the implementation of the no cash bail provisions, the bail provisions of the Safety Act.
The likelihood of having, this new Pretrial Fairness Act take place, that's going to be a tremendous responsibility for the court. Making sure that that is done correctly is certainly a priority.
The two Supreme Court races have drawn a lot of statewide attention as Republicans see the seats as a way to hold power in Springfield. Democrats are afraid losing the seats could lead to major changes in Illinois law. Governor J.B. Pritzker's made campaign donations to the Democrat candidates in these races.
President Biden receives his updated COVID-19 vaccine this afternoon. He also called on those who aren't yet boosted to do so by Halloween so they can gather safely with family and friends indoors this holiday season. He also urged lawmakers to provide billions of dollars to buy more shots, tests, and treatment. He wants businesses, schools, and civic leaders to help by holding on-site vaccination clinics and giving employees time off to get boosted.
As we know, this virus is constantly changing. New variants have emerged here in the U.S. and around the world. We've seen cases of hospitalizations rise in Europe in recent weeks, and the weather is getting colder. People will spend more time indoors, and contagious viruses like COVID are going to spread considerably more easily.
More than 20 million Americans, including nearly 1 in 5 seniors, have had the updated dose so far. The president delayed getting his booster because he was infected with COVID-19 over the summer. The Biden administration's push to increase access to COVID treatments also includes free delivery of Paxlovid. Locally, the service is available for people who have their prescription filled at Walgreens and live in what is considered a socially vulnerable community. That group includes people without vehicles, people with disabilities, or older adults. They can request the free delivery on the Walgreens website or app. The pills will arrive via Uber Health or DoorDash. Paxlovid has been found to reduce the risk of hospitalization and death from a COVID infection.
You have the chance to become part of the Rockford Library's future this week.
The library is inviting everyone to sign a part of the new library structure. The beam will be put in place at a topping out ceremony on Thursday. The library is building a brand new state-of-the-art headquarters at its former location along the Rock River on North Main Street. You can stop by between 11 and 2 tomorrow. The beam is inside the construction site fence off of Park Avenue. A group of interns graduated from a program called Project Search today. It allows students with disabilities to get hands-on work experience.
Amory Wilder was at the ceremony and talked to some of the graduates. Amory, what can you tell us about the program?
Mimi and Eric, the program is hosted by RPS, so it follows a class-based curriculum throughout the school year. And organizers tell me even after the interns find a job, RAMP is still there to offer any support they may need.
It's really awesome. It's awesome here.
Our interns really enjoy the program, so I think it's a great opportunity for students.
Ian White is an intern with Project Search. He's been working with Abigail Franklin with RAMP. She's responsible for helping students with disabilities obtain employable goals through a school-to-work transition program.
RAMP's service to the community is big in that it helps more of us become more effective in our day-to-day, more self-reliant, more capable of serving the community for earning a living.
Director of Strategic Initiatives Andrew Wright says the Rockford Chamber of Commerce supports partnerships like this because that's the way our community grows and becomes successful. The Embassy Suites is another partner, allowing interns to gain different skills they otherwise might not have learned.
I do the front desk, I clean the front desk, I clean the furniture, I wipe the key cards, I organize the soda pop machine. I pretty much do a lot of things down there.
Another intern, Curtin Gallagher, says he's thankful for the opportunity.
I would like to continue enjoying some experience this year in the program. And then next year I can decide whichever I want to do for my own job after this year in the program.
And for Franklin, that's what makes it all worth it.
I look at my interns that graduated from last year and I see them in their jobs out in the community and see them doing things that they never thought that they could, and that just at the end of the day shows me that I'm really doing what I should be doing.
Franklin urges caretakers of students with disabilities to look into the program. They are currently looking for next year's candidates. Applications go live on November 1st. Mimi, Eric.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, the rain continues to come down this evening, and for the next several hours, we will maintain those showers here. Those will begin to lighten up a little bit through the overnight. Hasn't been a heavy rainfall, but over the last couple of hours, we've actually seen that pick up a little more here across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. You got that counterclockwise spin. There's actually been some pretty gusty winds across parts of west central Illinois. On the back side of that low, there's actually a wake low that has developed, so winds have been gusting with some of those showers at about 55 to even 60 miles per hour. No gusty winds with any of the rainfall, just outside of our rain showers. We've had a northerly breeze that has really kind of kept those temperatures down. Rainfall amounts so far for most have come under that half-inch mark, up to a half an inch in DeKalb, to a quarter of an inch, I should say, in Freeport, 3/10 of an inch here in Rockford. We'll add on to that as we go through this evening. So expect those rain showers to continue here through much of this evening. Notice with Futurecast, we hold on to a few scattered showers. Still some heavier rainfall a little to the southeast of us, but as that cold front passes through tomorrow morning, things will start to clear out, and we do see a return of the sunshine for tomorrow. Winds will pick up a little from the northwest, so it'll kind of keep the chill in the air as temperatures stay in the mid and upper 50s for our Wednesday, so very similar and close to where we should be here for this time of year. We'll add back in some of the cloud cover during the first half of the day on Thursday, so partly sunny, mostly cloudy, but by the afternoon we should see a little more sunshine. A southeast wind will bring our temperature back into the upper 50s. No major warm up, but going through the end of this week and then into the weekend, our temperatures do gradually warm back into the low, maybe even a couple of mid 60s. Northerly winds, as I've mentioned, have been coming in at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We've had some gusts today, 20, 25. So it is going to stay a little breezy out there tonight. Cooling off though, 46 in Galena, 45 in Freeport. We're at 47 here in Rockford, also in Rochelle, and 45 right now in Dixon. Officially, our high temperature goes down as 66, but that was achieved just after midnight. We've been watching those numbers drop throughout much of this afternoon, and you can tell where the clouds have been kind of persistent across much of the areas, that cool spot across the Midwest and the upper Great Lakes, but warmth to the east and warmth to the west means that we're not going to stick with this cooler pattern for a long period of time. As our winds kind of shift, we'll bring back those temperatures. A cloudy look with our downtown Beloit camera brought to us by Bryden Motors. Temperatures tonight will drop to about 41 degrees. That evening rain will continue, mostly cloudy, cool. Winds will be gusting from the northwest at about 20 miles per hour. Up to 57 for tomorrow afternoon. You've got some clouds in the morning, partly cloudy and breezy and somewhat cooler as we go throughout the day. Looking at our jet stream pattern here then as we get through the end of this week, it kind of splits a little. So you get this cutoff low that develops over Texas. You've got the northern branch of the jet stream up to the north. So what that'll do for us is actually help warm our temperatures over the course of the next couple of days. I'm getting excited about the warmth coming up. Not quite the 70s or the 80s what we had last week, guys, but at least we don't have to deal with the 40s. You're at 59 on Thursday, 60 on Friday. Weekend actually looks pretty good. Just a small chance for a shower late Sunday, and then maybe just a few light showers during the early part of the day on Halloween, but I think Halloween evening will stay quiet, and then we're back into the 60s early next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Bears season has a whole new feel to it after what transpired last night in New England. They look like a legitimately solid NFL team in their 33-14 win over the Patriots. Let's start with those 33 points. Their previous season high was 23. Then there was the strong play of Justin Fields, both running with the ball and throwing it. This was his best outing of the season. The Bears scored touchdowns on 5 straight drives. That ties their longest streak over the past 4 seasons. And they converted 11 of 18 third downs. Then there was the defense doing its part, coming up with 4 takeaways. All this coming against a Patriots team that has maybe the greatest coach in the history of football in Bill Belichick. Yeah, this season now looks a whole lot different for the Bears.
Whether he's throwing the ball or he's running the ball, you can't really stop him. So it's really hard to play defense against Justin. You know, and he got a willpower and, you know, this pride about himself that, like, he's a competitor.
We played a whole complete game, you know, from the first quarter, you know, to the fourth quarter. So, you know, we keep rolling like this. Everybody keep doing their job. You know, we're just getting warmed up, you know, building our chemistry up, and then we're just going to keep going.
Now, if they can knock off the Cowboys in Dallas Sunday, the Bears will really alter their outlook for the rest of this season. Well, it'll be a fresh start for James Robinson now that he's been traded by the Jaguars to the Jets. He not only has a new team, he'll have a new number. He won't be able to keep the 25 that he had with the Jaguars and then he started with at Rockford Lutheran. That belongs to another Jets running back, Ty Johnson. Instead, Robinson will wear number 23. So far, so good for the Blackhawks. They're off to a 3-2 start. They're coming off a win over the Kraken last Sunday. And tonight, they'll be on the ice at the United Center hosting the Florida Panthers. As usual, the Panthers have a strong team. They're off to a 4-1-1 start. Alex Stolick will start in goal. The Ice Hogs were hopeful of getting off to a strong start. Instead, they're 1-3. They dropped a pair of clunkers at the BMO over the weekend to Chicago and to Manitoba. The boys know better than to overreact this early in the season. They're convinced those wins will start coming in sooner than later.
You know, we know that the skill we have, we know how good we can be. It's just, you know, everyone has that skill around the league. So it's how to use that, and you know, you gotta outwork the other team, and for that skill to come out, you got to create space for yourself. And
you know, I think we have a lot of games to work with here. We have a lot of time to get better and develop as a team. I think once we gel, we'll figure it out. I think we got an unbelievable roster.
The Ice Hogs' next game will be Friday night at home against the Chicago Wolves. We'll be right back.
And thanks for watching.
Stay safe.